Oh, so you missed my burp? Dang it.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Okay, so you're all at a fancy dinner party with Lord Neverember. He is the open lord of Waterdeep and perhaps one of the fanciest men that ever were. You also last time did a little bit of resource gathering, trying to figure out what would be good for you. But it appears that Lord Neverember has offered to, I guess, endorse and cover all of your expenses if you, I don't know, do well tonight. Or maybe he just already offered it, so he probably just will anyway. Who knows? Good luck. Here we go. You were talking to... We'll go to this group over here, actually. We ended with this one. So, Frisht, you are actually... Where are you? What? Why are you not here? I literally dropped your character just a second ago. You're next to this gentleman.
I'm by the... Yeah, I'm in the back or something.
No, I got you.
Wait, no, I'm in a...
Can you see yourself?
I'm in a forge.
Nope, you shouldn't be anymore. Click on your unhelmeted version.
Oh, that one,
Fool.
okay.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. What can I say?
Alright, you're next to this gentleman. Here. Who's in a full suit of armor, almost. And he's been offering you copious amounts of, it seems to be, poultry. As you are both just kind of like awkwardly trying to figure out, I don't know. Anyway.
What to say?
Yeah. So, Frisht, I think, is your name, right?
I don't see my character. My character's invisible to me.
Oh my gosh. You're useless.
Like, I can still control him, but yeah,
down.
There we go. Thank
That
you.
escalated quickly. I didn't know that kind of like.
He seems frustrated.
Ah, battle. Thank you. Finally. Interesting.
So you're here. So, Frisht, is that your name?
Yes.
Oh,
How'd
good.
you know?
I just remember seeing you recently, kind of, before you went up to go kill a dragon up north. If you remember doing that, there was a dragon. I heard that you were successful in killing it. Congratulations. Is this your first dragon?
I like pretend to be like old and forgetful. Like, I don't know. I don't remember much. Who are you?
Well, if you don't remember me, that's just fine. Well, and he takes off his helmet, and you recognize who it is, and it's Sir his name is Sir Estival.
Estival.
Yes.
Where's
Well-known
the last
dragon
place?
slayer.
Oh,
he was at the
okay.
Council of Waterdeep, and you recognize his armor now, and you're embarrassed.
No, I was pretending to be old.
I know,
And
but he
forgetful,
doesn't
but-
know.
Okay.
You think you're old?
And then I'm like, just kidding. I like punch him. I'm like, yes.
He's
Yes,
taken aback
first-
by this, and then he
first
grabs your arm and
adult
throws you
dragon.
down. No, I'm just kidding.
Gosh.
Okay. Okay, you punch his arm.
Just everything leads to me being thrown. down.
Yeah. Anyway,
To wrestle with you.
I'm
This is
sorry that your
my-
memory is not what it used to be. Do you remember killing a dragon?
And I'm like, kind of like, let my eyebrows sag. I'm like, dude, I was joking. I am old, but my memory is sharp as ever. Just not always my eyesight.
He kind of sheepishly and like somewhat secretively gives you a look like I'm not like serious either. Yeah, I don't know. Like in a way, I thought we were trying to. This was our angle. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, it was.
But I thought you just said you
for social anxiety.
remember.
Oh yeah, so I guess we could just assume that I've killed hundreds of dragons since I can't remember.
That's a lot of dragons. That's pretty.
Yep.
No wonder they got you to do this job. That's probably more dragons than me.
How many have you done?
Oh, a few. Probably. Oh my goodness, maybe 63, something like that. I think that's how many we were. The last one I killed was just this black dragon. Smaller, but ferocious. Definitely wanted to eat me. Most dragons do after a while. They know who I am.
63 is your idea of a few, huh? Poof, man, you are something else. Do you slay them all by yourself?
No, usually I had some help. I always had help, actually, when I think about it. Yeah. They're pretty dangerous creatures, you know, so...
yeah, I know.
Frisch has actually already killed 4. Also remember that.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, wait. That green one, or the bluish-red, as Fake Leosin put it.
Bluish
the ice dragon we just did. Yeah, Fake Leosin was saying, like, I had a vision, like, when I was asking him why he summoned me, and he's like, I had a vision that a blue or like a red dragon would attack us, and I was like, no, it was a blue dragon. He's like, well, it was bluish red.
No, that's right. No, the 3 black dragons you killed in the hovel.
That's funny.
The hovel?
The dragon hatchery.
Yeah.
Oh,
Baby dragons?
right.
Yeah, you already at 4 and it's been like a year, so...
So the blue one we only scared off, I guess.
Right, you never
Can't remember. That wasn't recorded.
No, you didn't.
See, that's okay. But, well, but in all seriousness, the white dragon was the first adult dragon I've killed.
Oh, I see. Your first adult. Have you ever... Is that an adult dragon? That's nice. Honestly, I don't think I've killed too many of those. They're ferocious. In a white, though.
Yeah.
White's pretty weak, but at the same time, they are,
What a way
again,
to
ferocious.
diminish my achievements.
I wasn't trying to do that, sorry. If you call them
Another-
achievements, that is. No, I'm kidding.
We almost
He doesn't say that.
I got this on
Oh no! It's gone bad ways. No. Yeah, no, sorry, I wasn't trying to say whites were an achievement. They certainly are. You're definitely gonna have to face more dragons, and they're not all gonna be whites.
Thank goodness. Well, shoot, what was I gonna say? Well, there goes my old age again. So, oh yeah, I was close. I was close to also conquering another white dragon before this one.
Oh.
With a sky giant as basically my only ally, but fell short.
Oh. Yeah, I remember you heard about that. Pretty neat. Wouldn't
Pretty
you
sure
say,
he died anyways, though.
Wouldn't you say, Cloud? Pretty neat. Have you ever killed a dragon in your day? Me? No, I've never killed a dragon. Never ever, actually. Killed a few demons, but never a dragon. Would you care to try some of these eggs with your poultry?
That sounds kind of messed up.
Okay.
Eating a chicken egg along with eating chicken along with its potential babies. It's weird.
Oh no, these eggs didn't come from this chicken.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, give me some.
My favorite is to slather the mother and their unborn before frying them.
You are not having this conversation.
I know.
Yes, give me some eggs.
Okay, well there you go. I'll make myself another.
Thank you.
Have you ever had to kill a devil? Maybe a demon?
No, actually, I don't think I've even run
you're
into one
lucky
before.
Then. They are very powerful. Of course, you know.
Can you tell me about fighting one? I want to be prepared.
Each is quite unique. Frished. Each is quite unique. Sorry, this guy was moving. Each is quite unique, yes. They,
Are you sure each is quite unique?
just be glad you haven't ever had to face something like a pit lord or anything like that. They do a lot of damage and they can summon underlings. They're not natural in our world. But if rumors are to be believed, neither is Tiamat.
Oh. Tell me more.
Well, apparently it's all over, but apparently Tiamat is in hell right now because she's a devil. Yeah, that's just the stories anyway. Yeah. She was imprisoned there. Well, not really imprisoned. It's kind of a strange dynamic, apparently. Rumor says, this is just what it says here, but rumor says that the great lord of hell, the first layer there, she doesn't really stand much of a chance to Tiamat, and that's upset the scales and created somewhat of a power vacuum, really chafing underneath that rule. Really upset a lot of the fine lords and ladies of hell. And then Sir Estival slams his hand on the table. You will not call them fine lords in my presence. Oh, I didn't mean any offense about that. Care for some eggs? And he slowly picks up his hand, and first you notice where he hit the table. There's actually a sizable it's indented. This is a really fine table, and it would take quite a bit of strength to do that. Didn't mean any offense to the great Sir Estival. And he kind of gives a half bow, but it doesn't look like he's trying to be condescending when he does it. And that makes Sir Estival take a step back, no, don't bow to me. And he starts cutting some more chicken. Sorry.
That was unexpected.
Oh, you'll find a lot of that here at these dinner parties.
Yes. Do you come to these? And I'm so do you? What's your relation? Do you live here or?
Oh, I come here from time to time. I don't think I really live anywhere. The great Lord Neverember just kind of keeps me on his council, I guess you could say. Maybe I'm a consultant, or perhaps more correctly, I am a friend.
A lover.
Well, I'm no stranger to not having a place to call home. I've been living as a hermit for years now.
Oh, really? Tell me more.
Well, it's life of solitude, but also peace. And then I get dragged into all of this by what's his name? I was just talking about him. How did I forget?
Lord Neverember?
Yeah, Leosin.
Oh, Leosin. Oh, I'm familiar with the name. Rumor has it he's part of a powerful group. Don't want to cross him.
Well, I'm kind of indebted to him, so.
Oh, is he kind of like your friend, perhaps?
He
Wink, wink.
would definitely say that, I guess.
Oh, really?
Oh, but you
my
don't
God.
reciprocate the feeling.
I try not to get too close to people. So then when they die, I don't feel too much. But a lot of good that's been working out for me lately.
Oh.
Yeah, you just suck at it.
Thanks.
He kind of just gives a.
I'll
Oh.
stop.
But he is much more prone to. He's very charismatic for a guy such as him. He's almost too too friendly. I'm sure everyone he meets is his friend. But were I to spend more time with him, I'm sure we would grow closer. Undoubtedly, because obviously I can't help but care for the ones I spend the most time with.
Oh,
Word of advice, Frisht. If you're going to be dead anyway, you might as well spend it in the company of companions. And there is no substitute for camaraderie. I honestly only wish that I understood that more when I was able to fight dragons. And now I actually regret not spending as much time with people, if you can believe it, after all of the losses that we face. Hear, hear.
Mm-hmm. I'll keep those words in mind. However, I can't say I'm convinced to change my perspective right away.
Suit yourself.
It's just... Have you not lost a close one and felt immense guilt? Hoping you had done something else, or even more, wishing it was you that had fallen instead?
Oh, I know that feeling. I know it all too well.
And you still wish you had spent more time with others.
It takes a lot to realize that pessimism and all of those emotions do not equal wisdom. That optimism, friendship, and love are not naivety. And it takes a lot to realize that my friends, rest in peace, would have only wanted me to spend more time with them if they were still here. Sure, I've lost so many, I can count the ones that gnash their teeth to the bitter end, but honestly...
But had they not gotten so close to me, maybe they would be alive now.
You don't know that.
You're
And
right.
honestly, they wouldn't be alive. Because they wouldn't be themselves. They chose to do exactly this and died for it. But if they had not even had the opportunity to live the life that you are now, they wouldn't be living their life.
I'm not sure I followed that statement, but sure.
You have to do what you want to do with your life, Frisht. They had to do what they want to do with their life, otherwise they're not living.
Okay. Something to ponder on for sure. Just getting so old. It's hard to change my way of thinking.
Yeah, honestly, it's rare that I find a fellow dragon slayer that's my age. At least I am jealous of your adequate body.
Adequate? Not like
coming on
flex.
to you,
I'm
bro.
like, look at this.
Yes. Well, don't kiss each other over it, this guy says.
And I'm like, pah. Yeah, right. I haven't kissed anyone since I was 21.
How old
That's
are
a
you now?
statement.
He says.
I forget. I think I'm like 56.
You're 2 years younger than Sir Esteval.
52.
At that. Oh, you're 6 years younger than Istafal at that. He's still 6 years better. But he's still 2 years younger than myself.
Oh. Yeah, well, I can tell by your glorious mustache. Fits you well.
Thank you. I must live my best life, as Sir Istafal says, and it's simple. I like things like eggs, the company of Lord Neverember, and a mustache.
I knew it.
And have you no regrets?
Me? No regrets. You know why?
Why?
Because Frisht. And he kind of... Oh, that's you. He kind of puts his finger next to his nose, you know, like along his nose bridge, and he says, because Frisht, you can never live a life of regrets. Because remember, no matter what, at one point, it was exactly what you wanted. That's what you were doing.
Pointer.
That was deep.
And then he goes back to making his eggs.
Thing. My guy's quoting scripture over here.
I'm running out of one-liners, guys. Come on.
Out of deep
Go somewhere else with the conversation.
I don't know where else to go with
Okay,
it.
we'll go ahead and drop it there. Well,
Sure.
I hope he's done soon. These appetizers are good, but the bird's getting a little cold. Not that I don't mind cold bird. Yum.
Maybe we should get a dragon in here to heat it up.
Wait a minute, is that ham?
I love ham.
Kind of awkwardly walk away to find my own.
And there's beans over here too. Look. I saw your characters shoot up. Oh, look at this food. Okay.
Oh, why did you say that at the beginning?
I'm sorry.
Started there.
I need the fiber, you see.
Oh,
Not many
me too.
prunes around.
Gotta stay regular.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Oh
jump
my
back
gosh.
to this group over
A
here.
man of your age.
Okay. That was great.
Yes. Causing a propelled explosive that's actually able to ignite itself and, well, for back of a better term, kaboom! At the right moment. It's a little sophisticated for those of us who aren't artificers, but possible. I heard of a blacksmith trying to do just that. Ah, yes.
Who is he talking to? Just anyone?
Everybody in the group was
Hey.
talking about this last time.
Yeah, the
Oh,
bombs on arrows.
nice. Oh yeah, that's right.
Don't tell me you were daydreaming again. I've counted 4 times since you came in here that you were in fact not with us. What's your name?
Nelly?
Ow.
Nelly! What a wonderful name.
Yes, it is.
Not as good as Tina, but I like it. Good goblin name. If you were a goblin, you'd be good.
Well, you know, not everyone can be named Tina. Then it wouldn't be as good of a name.
Oh, incorrect.
Incorrect.
A name only grows in power by its supporters. Think of the name John. Everybody knows John. Normal name, good name. People can't even give it a nickname that's bad because it's just such a normal name. David, another good name for humans. Again, I'm using human names. For goblins, the equivalent would be something along the lines of Ublek. Good name, strong name, Ublek.
You know, sounds like a very human name to me.
Oh, what? Oh, Tina?
Yeah.
I hear you now. Tina, yes. And you're Lorelei, I think, right?
Yes.
Too fancy. Next.
You fancy.
I'll take that as a compliment. Thank you very much.
I think she'd really like my my stone giant's name.
I'm Brody.
Rana.
Yeah. I'm Brody. I'm an alchemist. I think I
I
was
was
supposed
about to say
talk
I'm an
somebody.
alcoholic.
Brody's a good name too.
Hi,
Like-
Brody.
Nelly kind of gets nearby. Sorry, Tina gets near you, Nelly, and whispers kind of next to you. Brody's a good name too.
Yeah.
Short for Broderick.
He just nods.
And he's like, but I heard that there was somebody here that needed to know about alchemist stuff. Do you want to
Canoli
talk
just
about it
points at
now or
Preston.
later?
Sorry, I'm almost on the floor to lie.
Preston, was it you? I think, right?
Well,
Yep.
You can't talk and make art at the same time. Looks like you'll have to take a break from the
Amateur.
art, Preston. It's time.
It is time.
Okay, I've done it. I'm gonna post it real quick, and then I will take a break. Okay. Yes, I talked to the Lord about it, and he was gracious enough to invite you here so I could pick your brains on the subject I have been studying myself. I am a member of the Artificer Arts.
Yes.
I've been, by trade, I am an armorer. I work with the steel, and it sings to me as I work.
Oh, wow. Sorry, I'm not an alchemist, though. I'm an apothecary.
Aye, I know.
Oh,
I say, during our last adventure with the dragon, I had an interesting revelation.
Oh,
I was mixing some alchemical ingredients together and creating some things from an old recipe I once knew from back when I was in the army.
were you?
I mixed my own version of it, and it seemed to work good, but I just know it can be refined, and so I need someone of the apothecary arts that knows more about the chemical reactions I am seeking.
That's why I'm here, actually. Not the, apothecary. He's like the, potions and all those healthy things, whatever. I dabble into the more of the, fine arts of
I
explosions.
My art is that I'm thinking that the two of you together can actually create something greater than the whole. And so that's why I had to invite both of you here, so we could bounce ideas off each other a little bit, and perhaps find some common ground to advance our arts together.
Common ground? Please. Him? He's short, sure, but honestly, I mean, maybe he's just... everything about him's completely different. I'm fast and explosive. He's slow and healing. Completely opposite. Well, with all due respect, you're not wrong, but I know several items that are quite volatile. Well, I know I've purchased them from you in the past, but I mean, it's not your focus, Brody. You know that.
My thought is that the reactions that can be created through the healing arts, you have to know the opposite of them as well. The ingredients that would mix together to create an item that would, on the other hand of healing, would be of harm to an individual of a carbon base.
What? Just kidding. Well, I guess carbon is quite universal, that's true.
Hey, I've done some studies myself, but I'm no demonologist, but as you were saying, we're up against mighty foes here, and dragons are part magic, part
Dragons? You're killing
matter.
dragons?
Oh, hey, several. We have big plans.
What? Well, then you must know that. That's dangerous.
Absolutely.
She said no. It just... Okay, dragons it is.
Hey, so, my thought here is that based off of the types that we know that dragons come in, they all have resiliences in certain aspects. What if we could find the right chemical balance that would create an item that we can mix together, that we would be able to provide the unstable properties of their makeup?
Count me in. I would love to make an item that can slaughter the world's devil lizards.
Hey, I feel like that's why we all have a very, very good common ground here. I'm thinking that the application that they can be provided in can also be part of the, and I look over at the goblin and this is like, explosive variety as well.
Nelia nods appreciatively.
Well, I've always thought it would be pretty neat that instead of just an explosive, we could make an explosive gas.
Now you're starting to see what I'm thinking on. I don't quite have it all myself, which is why I have the two of you here, because you are masters in your field, and so I feel like together we can create this item.
Well, I don't know if it's going to be one item, honestly, and it really depends. That's what I'm getting to. Brody would vouch for me, but every dragon is different, you see. And because of that, because they are different, they have different weaknesses and strengths.
You're getting real creepy, dude.
And a poison bomb would never work against a green dragon, as you know.
Exactly. So we must come up with different applications and providers. My thought is,
like
as we have our range, my range specialist here, Nelly, as you may know, has the new title White Death.
Why does she have that title?
Because
I killed it.
The previous owner of it.
Oh, like the White Death? You're not talking about from the ice caps or whatever they're called, are you? No, I think that's exactly what they're talking about, Tina. Oh, I see now. I have with me some real clients here. I didn't, apologies. She gives like a over-ingratiating bow that's like obviously somewhat fake, but also somewhat silly. And she says, well, let's go meet at the table then. Let's talk about this. Pull yourself up some chairs.
Nelly, Lorelei.
Cornelia is gonna grab some food. She's like, well, let me serve up my plate a little bit more.
Well, don't spoil your appetite. They're making
Explosive.
dinner after all. Come on, hurry up.
This is making hungry. Don't they make you hungry?
Preston, you're struggling a little bit there. I almost like you on the
Oh,
table.
you had it.
This is pretty good, actually. You're looking at our other thing.
Oh, really? Yeah, 'cause there's
That's
only
actually
4
pretty
chairs
good.
anyways.
I'll sit at the table.
All right. So what's the plan? I gotta know. It's gotta be something awesome about it. Come on.
I need to take a smell myself.
Awesome indeed.
Lorelei.
Can we get something other than harps around here for once? Come on. Chop, chop. There's some harpers that kind of nod, like they agree, and that they are, I don't know, sorry that their performance lingered on a little bit too long, but they're also kind of sad that they are getting shown out of the room, and some other performers walk in. That's more like it. I always did like the old, no, not that one. Come on, play a different one. There we go. That's what we're after as goblins. Yeah, give the old one too. There you go. That's
Tina
the good
music
stuff.
from Star Wars.
All right. That's better. All right, battle strategy. What were you thinking, Preston?
What were we thinking? Good
So,
question.
In the fight with White Death, previous White Death, I should say,
Rip.
I've noticed that because of the dragon's aspect of flight, it's a lot harder for us melee characters to get a hold of things. Lorelei can attest to this as well. Nelly here had the advantage with her bow, and so I'm thinking that a long-range application would probably be our best way of getting around the problem.
Oh, unless of course you can plant the bombs somehow ahead of time, or make a gas cloud that's so large that it could just engulf your entire target in vicinity anyways? It doesn't have to be gas, you know. It could be something else. Well, sure, but gas is powerful.
Well, it'd be nice. Gas is helpful when we can just flood the layer without having to go in ourselves.
I lean over to Nelly and I say, Trish gas is super powerful.
Shut up.
Is that the
I
grumpy
heard
man
that.
over there in the corner of the room that eats all the beans?
Really struggles with that. Beans,
Yeah, they're
beans.
Maybe if we can use beans in the gas, that'll make it stinky too.
You know something that most people don't know? Those kidney-shaped beans, the red ones, they're poisonous until they're prepared. Don't think there'd be enough of a compound, but maybe if we were somehow able to, I don't know, melt them.
Force feed a dragon
down.
kidney beans?
What do you think, Apothecary Brody? What do you think? Do you think it's possible that we could concentrate it? We'll have to grab several catalysts, but I do think that might work. You never know. Okay, that's worth thinking about. What other sorts of weapons can we make? Lightning, that doesn't make sense. Unless... Oh, that's not really my strong suit. I'm more of explosive, not arc generators. Takes a big sip of beer or something. Too much. Not very ladylike.
But very goblin-like.
But very goblin-like. Lots to think about. Did you have anything in mind?
I think effects that last more than a short time would be also helpful, like poison.
Yeah, but it's not gonna work against everything.
Perhaps there's a
I
way
mean,
that
nothing works against everything.
a bleed effect that would linger within their bloodstream.
A bleed effect that would linger in their bloodstream. How?
I don't know. Razor tips. Nelly, do you have any arrows in your quiver that have like serrated arrowheads that like cause more damage in, and if they were to be removed would double the damage?
Specifically, but it would be nice to have that in my arsenal. I tend to rely on using Felix to enhance my arrows.
I mean, aren't you just gonna shoot them? That's gonna cause bleeding. I mean, I guess you could bleed more if you had like a treble hook on the end of your thing or something, but that doesn't make any sense. Lacerations take a lot of strength, you know, a lot of power. Why just blow it up instead? That makes tons of lacerations.
It'd be fun just to have like a pouch of glass shards that explode. Like a shrapnel bomb.
Oh, that's what we're thinking now. Glass. Now that could be a powerful fragmentation.
What if instead of glass it was dragon scale?
Dragon skin. Now that's how you... Wow, if we could make a... The problem is making a bomb strong enough to explode regardless of what's surrounding it. Now that would be a tale. No mere gunpowder is going to be enough to do that. But if we could... Oh my goodness, the fragments, the shrapnel. Imagine the damage we could cause. We could give it heavy metal poisoning and it'd die within a, well, year. Anyway, but I don't know how helpful that would be.
Well,
Perhaps
what
there's
if,
a way to speed that timeline up a bit.
Yeah, maybe that's not the best choice. Glass is good.
what if there's something that would, instead of react with fire and energy, but it reacted with pressure instead, and it just took like a lightning strike from Felix to make it go off?
Ooh, that is a lot of power. I'm sure we could get some device that would be strong enough to do that. Is Felix capable of that? Is Felix... What is Felix? Who is Felix? Where is he?
Felix.
Is that Felix over there? Point to
Felix
Bridge.
is in the.
Yes, lightning.
Felix is my. Felix is my Drake. He would recognize him if he was here.
Wait, you're training dragons to kill dragons?
Drakes are different than dragons.
No, they're not.
Yes.
Yes, they are.
My dear, I'm pretty sure I know what a drake and a dragon are.
Oh, and tell me your experience.
Sorry, just Brandon laughed at me. Sorry.
I'm like, I started to doubt myself a little bit. I was like, wait,
I'm glad you caught
am I
it.
wrong?
I'm proud of you. Well,
Ugh.
one is...
Killing me.
I've seen them both before. They look exactly the same. Just because two things are the same does not mean that they are the same. You must
You know, I
know
just pointed
this
at him
by
like,
now.
duh.
You can't be serious. They're actually different? Tell me the differences. Come on. Drake's a big quaff of beer.
Well, one is a drake, and one is a dragon.
You have to do better than that, sweetie.
If you want to get technical, a drake doesn't have wings while they're small. They just have 4 legs.
Actually, I haven't
Dragons
seen a drake
always
with
have
wings
wings.
before. Is there a drake that has wings? I've never heard of such a thing. Brody says.
Drakes can have wings.
Felix has
Oh.
wings.
Now I'm lost. Maybe we should get back on subject here. So you
we
have
sure
a
Felix
creature
is
that's
the
able
drake
to
and
make
not
a
a dragon?
lightning strike. That's impressive. What?
He can enhance arrows, but he can't emit his own by themselves at the moment. He's working on it. He's still young. We're still in training.
Do you have such a device? You speak of it like it's something you might have made before. This explosive thing.
Like I said earlier, it was an experiment on my part where I was mixing alchemical agents, but I may have gotten some calculations wrong. Therefore, let's be honest, I nearly blew us all to hell.
That's the ticket. I was wondering. Lots of fancy footwork in this conversation here, but looks like you're a born artillerist then, if that's the case.
I've been looking into the craft myself, like I said, but I'm an armorer, and so it's always seemed like a little different for me, so that's why I needed to pick your brain about it.
Can you please just stop playing? Just stop. Just stop. Just stop playing the music entirely. Yep.
Oh.
Thank you. Go away. Alright. Golly. It was good, but he just kept playing the same stuff. It just sounded like a melodious tune after a while. There is a way. If you... She makes a throaty grunt like that loud too. That will make it so that you can regain some former knowledge. Have you heard of the ancient rite of the book? That doesn't even sound like a real rite. Well, of course it's not a real rite, but there's a way for you. What if I told you there was a way for you to forget some of your mundane, boring, impossible, stupid, and futile armor abilities to learn more of the best defenses and offensive skill of artillerist?
I feel like that would be beneficial to me in the future.
Oh, so
Like I
you're
said,
receptive.
Our last fight, I felt useless to my comrades.
Probably because you
I did
were.
what I could.
What do armorers do anyway? They just stand there like, look, I can't take any damage. I'm so cool because of that. Look, I can make even more things for myself, for my armor, because I won't take damage because of it. Ooh, look at me. And meanwhile, the boss flies around, kills all of your companions, and is like, oh, cool. Yeah, not gonna work. Stupid class.
Well, you boiled it
Not like
down
he focuses just on his own armor.
I feel
quite
like that was,
succinct.
Let's improve our armor.
I feel like you're letting out some frustrations of your own there, Brandon.
No, I'm actually not at all. That's funny. I'm helping to solidify Philip's desires more.
Oh, okay.
Well, let's forget all that riffraff. Read the book, Artillerist, whatever the heck, 101. They've got the libraries. And I will teach you how to swap. Change teams. Join the real gang over here. What do you think of that, kid?
What do you think of that?
Oh, that was good ale here. Is it mead or what is it? I don't know. I don't think there's any herbs in it. I think they gave you exactly what you wanted, which is certainly not refinement. Indeed. I'm surprised he's even gonna. What do you think? We should take bets. I'll get back to you, kid, but why don't we take bets here? I'm putting 1 silver down that Mr. Neverember here doesn't even let me upstairs. I think he'll be too ashamed of me. We'll see, though. I'm curious. Anybody betting against me on this one?
Nah, I think you're right.
See? No, I think he will let you upstairs. I'll bet you. All right, one apiece. Me and Brody going head to head. All right. Well, think about it some more. And
I appreciate your candor in this conversation.
why don't you talk about to Brody some more? He's the one with all the, knowledge about all the other S stuff you're looking for, anyway.
Anybody who's looking at Kennelly watches her open her mouth and then just like clamp it shut. Like she had something witty to say and she held back.
Well, for all of us who aren't in the game right now, what was it?
She's like, well, if you wouldn't shut up, you should shut up.
Okay, make a insight check. No, I'm just kidding. All right, this door actually opens. Your dinner is served, ladies and gentlemen. Please follow me to the Lord's chambers.
I'm not even hungry anymore. I'm too full on beans.
Dining room for your.
More like it's like right behind him.
For your meal here. Very,
She like
very
forms a
good.
line.
Very, very good. Very good. Very,
Come on,
very
old man, move a little faster. I'm
good.
starving.
I'm trying. Yeah, come on, let's go.
Also, I love it, Philip.
Good? You like it?
Yeah. Perfect.
Are all of you ready for dinner? Do you all have your outfits now, or no?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure. Let me double check to make sure that they're all
Goodness.
there. I see this.
Hold on a second.
Lorelei's tried really hard not to run in front of this guy.
I imagine she's like trying to get
He's got a
past him
hole on the
without
stairs.
without pushing him, but he's like
There's
picking up the whole thing.
A skeleton under the stairs.
Oh.
As there should be.
We have to jump over this chasm? Oh, never mind, it's set back. That was weird. Oh, there we go, that's why. I figured it out.
Welcome to Lord Neverember's dining room. Please have a
Oh,
seat.
thank goodness.
Seat yourself wherever you desire. Food will be brought around by serving wenches momentarily.
Where should I?
Oh, I'm on top of the pig.
Okay, Lorelei's is up, Nelly's is up. Just waiting on Frisch's.
Oh, we're getting transported! The magic's
What's happening right now?
Frisch is breakdancing.
He slaps
The
you.
exclamation mark. That was hilarious.
I know, that's perfect.
Okay. I thought you were gonna say he grabs my arm and throws me to the ground.
Alright. Frisch is in as well.
Yes. Put me in.
Okay, the character shall be destroyed. Die!
Ah!
You have to say ah when I kill you, otherwise it doesn't count.
Nice.
Die!
Ow!
Ow!
And die!
Well,
Well, it didn't count.
Say oh.
You gotta drop Nelly back in there until she does it right. Die!
I'm sorry. I wasn't
And
here. I thought I got it.
die!
Just say ow.
Oh,
Good
All
job.
you have to do.
I thought it was just an
You ruined
exclamation.
the vibe.
Oh no.
Sorry. Terrible person.
Hero Forge. Did you upload them?
Yep, they're all linked.
Are they like fancy blah blah? Or are they just, oh yes they are.
I forgot to put them. Nellie's is listed under fancy.
So is Frisch.
He just looks fancy.
Holy moly.
Yes.
Yes, I think so. Oh, that's just because it's Frisch. Okay, Nelly. There she is. And Lorelei. Is it this one? Perfect. Okay.
One.
Player permissions. You will never have stats in these, so I'm not gonna bother I'm telling you to, I guess, never mind. I don't know what we're talking about. You can add your HP. Oh, is it gonna make unique? That's what I'm not doing. Okay. You know what? I should make them unique anyway. It's fine. Never mind. I don't know what I'm talking about.
I need to use the extra.
You better hurry.
Ooh, I love the crown that I have. That looks cool.
We can all play dress up.
That's awesome.
It's nice to
It looks
feel
so fancy.
pretty every
We need
once in a
to
while.
everybody line up so we can. This can be the thumbnail, is us looking all cute together. Family photo,
Oh, yeah.
everybody.
Yeah, I can't control my guy yet, so.
Yeah, I don't want you to control your guy. I don't care.
No, please. All I did to make this work.
There we go.
I
And then
like
it's
how I'm
just
like,
this random black guy.
I
what's
know.
wrong with that,
Yeah,
huh,
like,
Brandon?
What?
Oh, Jenna, I mean? Never mind, I meant Jenna.
What?
So what's wrong with that, huh? You don't like
No,
black
it's just-
guys in the...
No,
I'm just kidding.
I just thought it was funny because it was just like all four of us lined
Yeah.
up and this random guy like standing there. It's like photo bombed. Wow, Frisch, you're looking very handsome.
I know.
looking good.
It's because of his weight.
I love that
Or lack
Lorelai's
thereof.
doing like a smolder kissy face.
Yes, she is. What the heck? Trying to seduce a Rapunzel or something?
Yep.
Like how I'm like clutching my sheathed sword. That's pretty cool.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
I didn't know you could do that. That's awesome.
That's legit.
I gotta enter photo mode just a second here.
Oh, looks so beautiful.
Do-do-do.
Can't you just do like a screenshot?
But then it'd be like all the stuff he doesn't want in the screenshot, I guess.
You can crop it.
No,
But too much work.
it's illegal.
Oh my god.
This isn't a farm. You don't crop things.
Oh wow, that was so dumb.
Alright, I got it.
There.
Good job, everybody. I think Preston's back too
job.
now.
Yeah, I'm back.
Back in black.
Okay,
No, it's more of a burgundy color.
please have a seat.
Gotcha. I don't know where this is.
Ooh, I like pig. Swine. Also, they let me up here, so... And she flicks you, Brody a silver.
Yeah. So do we sit at these tables, or can we sit at these ones too?
The Lord Neverember would never judge you based on your table preferences.
Okay, well, I don't want to be the only one
That's
sitting over there,
reassuring.
so... Guess let's sit here.
Oh, what I was gonna say is that, Preston, you sit here, and she's like, occupied, and shoves you off with her head.
Oh my gosh, it's so funny.
That's amazing.
It's gonna be like that, isn't it?
Probably
Why
likes
are you in my drink? Brody says. There's a seat right over here, right next to Frisht, and across the table from whatever this person's name is.
How am I supposed to eat this pizza without my drink?
Occupied. Sorry, sucker.
That's like
the
my
way you
new
said
favorite
it
Women began coming and men to assist you and to serve you drinks and food.
Very good.
I'm surprised Frisch didn't want to sit next to the beans.
I
Sorry.
tell which ones. Like I had to control myself at some point.
There's a lot right here in front of me.
I'm like, well, I looked away. I'm like, please
bit.
don't tempt me.
Okay, so anyways,
I've already eaten too many.
ladies and gentlemen, your host, the great Lord of Waterdeep, Lord Neverember.
I like start clapping really loud, but then
And I
like, slow
Can Ellie
down as
start
nothing
clapping with
happens.
you? Yeah, she does. I literally was just about to say that. So she also joins you, and then she like stops.
Awkwardly stops.
Yeah, we were like, oh, that wasn't right. Does he arrive in a hot air balloon?
No, he just walks up.
Counting
Sits
Monte
down.
Cristo style.
Yeah! Thank you for getting that reference. That brought me much joy.
Cloud,
I love that movie.
It's a classic. I just made Brandon watch it.
You know,
you know,
I don't get what's so great about the cooking thing. And why you have to count it. Count of Monte Cristo.
Chris.
Ah.
I thought it was Crisco when I was younger, though. So
Y'all are hilarious.
may I sit here, please?
Oh
He
shoot!
asks you, Nelly.
Sure. I mean, you always
He's gonna marry you.
Oh no. I hope
Excellent.
not.
I always did enjoy Borsnouts. They're wonderful.
What did he say? He always enjoys what?
Borsnouts, I think is what he said, right?
Borsnouts, indeed, a most delectable treat.
4 snouts.
Not sure I've tried it.
Oh,
Or
please, allow me to fetch you another.
Got such a big
Another?
geek mask.
This servant runs downstairs. Now,
Oh boy.
for tonight's main event. Food. Okay.
That's 100% what
Your
Camille would
death.
expect. Is she getting
Brings me back to
vibes
beer.
like that from him?
No, he's just excited to meet
Just
you.
being a host.
Yeah.
Alright. Just making sure.
Hands.
It would affect
This
how
guy
she
hands
treats
you a plate of Borsnouts.
Occupied.
Alright. If she tries them. I don't know if
Well,
she'll like them.
What do you
but
think?
I'm gonna roll to see what she thinks. She's takes a bite and is like chewing it thoughtfully.
Hmm.
7 or below, she hates it, but otherwise she's like, yeah, it's good.
Yeah, 20. Ooh.
She really likes it. This is tasty. Actually, quite a
Give me
fan.
more. More!
You have like a whole bowl of them right there, like Cheerios. No, I'm kidding. Had some milk with them.
That's the most disgusting mental picture I've ever had. Forced out Cheerios.
Well, they're both circles. What do you think?
Oh my gosh.
Man, I don't even eat pork rinds, man. That's fucking
Bobby.
gross.
It's Bobby Gooning.
Oh my gosh, that's so disgusting.
I got some Stranger Things sounding music playing now.
It's supposed to be
Demogorgon's
intense,
gonna pop
but
out of
we're
the
getting
wall.
forced now, so it is intense because Nelly can mess up at any moment. The whole campaign is in shambles. What is this one? Celebration? That is not the right kind of music.
Is there a song called like Tense Mysterious Dinner Party?
Oh
Just
yes,
play
it's
some
Gothic
Two Steps
Castle.
from
Let's do
Hell.
that.
What was that, Jenna?
I said just play some 2 Steps from Hell.
All right. Welcome to dinner. I'm Lord Deverember, as you already know. Were you able to discuss it all, Sir Preston, with our beloved Tina here yet about any options for your desires, explosives, anything like that?
Hey, we've had time to discuss the bare necessities of what is to come. We hope to have some engaging conversations over the next few hours, and perhaps into the next few days, to provide the expected results of your eminence.
Tina is busy stuffing her face with haunches of pig and everything. She's like, like hardly can say.
Whenever she's ready.
She goes, eh, but it almost sounds like yeah, but not really, you know. You know, I brought Tina here because she is quite a bit, even more than meets your eye.
Oh, I said something else.
So did I.
Okay, he's gonna roll an insight check. You got your chance to roll deception at this point.
Me?
Oh, he just misses it. Never mind. If you get a 1, he doesn't miss it. Go ahead and roll an insight. Or deception, I mean. Okay,
Deception?
you're
Yay.
lucky. That's Preston. I'm looking for Nelly to roll deception.
Oh. thought you were talking to me.
Yeah, why am I rolling deception?
Because you're trying to look like you're not cracking up right now.
Oh.
And he's really perceptive.
Oh. Oh, no.
Nah, what? Nah,
I'm doing
what?
deception?
Nah,
Yep,
what?
deception.
Nah, what? Nah, what? Yeah.
There's only a 1 in 20 chance you F this up.
Whew.
Ooh.
Oh, I thought the 1 was it.
Uh,
Well. Anyways. Yes, Tina has a long and storied history of bringing entire kingdoms to ruin. Don't let her appearance sway you incorrectly. She knows exactly what she wants, and she always gets it.
Surprise, she definitely gives those vibes.
And Brody, I'm sure he was able to introduce himself as some lowly apothecary, but in reality, he's credited with discovering 5 elements and over 600 compounds. In
Highly
fact,
impressive.
whispers say that he was the creator of... Don't you tell them! Oh, sorry. You know me, I do love a good story, though. He takes
Oh,
a
and
glass of
Prince
wine
too.
and sips it. What'd you say, Lorelai?
She says, I love stories too.
Oh, you do? You got any juicy ones?
Yeah.
Any wine flowing lately? Any tea flowing lately?
Well, I mean, I did drink a little too much wine the other day, but I don't think anything interesting happened. But I do have this story of this one time when I was hunting down a band of the Laughing Coffin in this city a couple days away from here. And I ended up having to get help from a cat to hunt them down. And then she just like goes on and on about like this whole like
She's just
past
rambling.
Yeah, she's just rambling. Yeah, she
I love
loves
it.
stories, but she's obviously not very good at telling them.
Sounds like me.
He doesn't seem to be rude about it. He's just kind of listening to you. Does anybody come to her rescue?
No, she lets it happen. Canelli's just like, cats are cool.
The laughing
She's
coffin,
down.
you say? I didn't think they were still around.
Well, their numbers have dwindled since I've been hunting them down, but yeah, they're still out there.
That's
And she,
right! He snaps his fingers. You're the Reaper.
oh, yes, of course I am.
I'm so sorry. I didn't think I misplaced you until now. But I did. You're far younger than the stories say. I couldn't believe it.
Yes, well, that's what growing up in a cemetery does for you.
The
then she just
cemetery
kind of
story
sniffs.
is true, huh? Oh, jeez. And how did the late Anthar Froom get a hold of you? I heard you were part of his ranks now.
Lucky.
Well, there was one time I was in another city that I can't remember the name of. I go to so many places that it's hard to remember them all. I was on a mission there, and I was asking some local guilds for information that they had on them, and out of game real quick. What? Well, maybe it could be in game. What's this guild called again? I don't remember. My guild? I don't know.
Are you talking about the Lord Never Ember's Lord's Alliance, or are you talking
No,
about?
Anthar Frooms.
They are the Order of the Gauntlet.
Okay. It's like, gosh, Order of the Trophy Cup people? Can't remember. Anyways, I was asking them for some information, and they gave me a good scoop, and then I went and hunted them down and came back and had some food with them because, might as well get free food from a guild instead of paying for it at a tavern. And Lord Never Ember was impressed with how clean of a job I did. And did I say Lord Never Ember? Lord Anthar Froom. Anthar Froom.
Oh, he's not a lord.
Yeah, sorry, I'm all mixed up today. But anyways, Anthar Froom was very impressed, and he asked me to join his guild. And I pretty much still just kind of get to do what I want. But yeah.
Oh. Well, that's good to hear. I'm glad Arthur is able to branch out a little bit every once in a while with opposing ideologies, or at least separate ones. They're a little different, aren't they? His entire worship and works are about life. And you're just the opposite, aren't you?
Well, yeah, you can't have life without death, though. So,
Amen to
two sides
that.
of the same coin.
Brody says amen to that. Preston, were you able to impress upon Tina?
Impressed.
You really only had one chance, and if it didn't work, then it won't work. She only works with those that she is interested in. Did she offer you anything?
Hey, she has. I do believe that we have reached a mutual agreement on what needs to happen to proceed forward.
Yeah, I'll take him. He wants to change his abilities up, and I can make that happen. Good. Excellent to hear. I'm glad to hear that he was able to persuade you. Not many do. She just ignores him and keeps stuffing her face.
I appreciate this meeting that you have set up for us. It has been very enlightening for all of us.
Oh, of course. Tina will finish eating and then she'll be on her way. She doesn't like to stay very much longer or even explain that fact. She was here on a very important business, and that was meeting you. I assured her it was worth her time, and now she's just enjoying some nice food before she has to get going now. Brody will linger here and talk to you for a little longer if you like, but then he'll be
I
going
very
as
much
well.
would. I very much would.
Good.
I'll appreciate any of the time that Master Brody can provide me.
Good, good. You can have my chair then. He stands up and walks over here.
I would never assume to presume, my lord.
Oh no, I have a second chair.
It's much grander than this one.
And he has another chair brought in. I wouldn't mind. You can go talk to Brody over there.
Did he really make that sound as he sat?
Yeah, he did.
It's incredible. Good for him, man.
Do you take his chair?
I am going to move to the staff or whatever to have the chair moved over to Brody's side, so that Brody is not inconvenienced by the distance.
Nice.
They move the chair over to Brody's end of the table.
Very nice.
Take the seat. Whoa, where'd it go?
You just
I'm just
launched
grabbing.
yourself.
Ha!
And you
I found
fell
the
into
upstairs.
cushions.
I'll go ahead and drop you again.
I'm just eating apples like crazy from this lady here.
She just keeps handing you like more and
Nah.
more. I'm just like surprised at how many you're eating at this point.
That's me taking an apple. Sure.
Oh my
So good.
gosh. Oh, that's so funny. Oh.
But besides that, I'm like kind of look stiff because I'm trying to like sit up straight and like be proper.
Fancily
The
eat
nervousness
apples.
the nervousness is making me like just focus, like eating the apples to distract from how nervous I am, I guess.
Fresh. How are you doing?
Who's that? Who's that? I like hastily chew
boy.
my apple and eat it. Yeah, doing
Not
great.
Not every day that one can sit at the table of slayers. Nelly,
Yeah.
would you mind joining us over here? On the table
Of
of dragon
course.
slayers?
Give me a moment.
Oh well,
Did you move?
I don't
Oh,
belong
okay.
here then.
Unless you don't want to be moved yet.
Oh, it's fine.
Okay, I'm used to moving you, because you're not usually able to.
I know. I'm still sitting at the table. I'm just sitting in a different chair, so I can always just move over.
This guy keeps pouring wine for
Go away.
Our main course is about to come out. He says that as there's like entire pigs on tables and stuff. Velutata, have you ever heard of it? It's the most
Oh my gosh,
exquisite dish made of truffle and... Wait, that's a soup, really. Pulls it out.
Porcini mushrooms, I believe.
Indeed.
Love those mushrooms. They're tasty.
Sorry, out of game.
$75 a gram. Sorry.
Does anyone remember? Didn't Leosin tell us, or someone told us that if he offers us something, we have to accept it?
Soup, specifically.
Soup. Okay, that's right. You always eat the soup. Thank you.
Velutata is a soup.
Gotcha.
But somebody.
Too much
No,
metagaming.
I've never heard of it. Sorry, it was a remembering thing.
Yeah, I know. Exactly. Okay.
Metagaming would be, like telling everybody, make sure you use the right spoon,
Alright, everybody, I assume, takes the soup.
Yes.
Yes.
You all
We
are
do not
served
remember
a
selling
soup.
the soup.
It looks kind of like potato soup, but very fancy,
Ooh.
with a drizzle of olive oil and mushrooms. And some steak as well.
I love mushrooms.
Steak. Dang, that does sound good.
It
Just say,
was.
Lorelai-
I mean, it is.
Lorelai heard him say like, "Oh, come join the table of slayers" to like Nelly, and she got a little like huffy because she's like, "I did a lot of that damage. Nelly just got the final blow,"
I love it.
but she just like mumbles that under her breath.
Well, hey, this blue guy's there too. He's not a dragon slayer.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but he's Lord Neverember's lover, so it doesn't matter.
Uh-oh, you've angered him.
You incurred the wrath of Never. No, okay. So, he asks about your exploits in the cavern, you know, the ice cave with the dragon and everything.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing all that. And I'm curious, also, have you ever fought a white dragon, Cloud? No? Okay. How about you,
White Dragon Cloud?
Sir Istavel? He's asking Cloud if he's ever fought a white dragon.
Oh, Cloud, the name. Gotcha.
Cloud. Cloud.
Cloud.
Not Cloud. Cloud.
Like
Fox
Claude.
No. Anyways. You must have propriety about you. Okay. He's, you know, you talk about your things and your adventures, I assume, with Lord Neverember? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
At some point, the goblin steps up, burps, and walks out the room.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Classic.
See ya, Chief! Elbows Lord Neverember in the thigh, walks away.
Goes over and pushes Preston off the chair again just because.
Nellie's just thinking goals when she sees this goblin walk past her.
I know. She's like, if only I could get away with half the crap that she's doing. It'd be awesome. That's the life, really.
Okay. So you all talk about all that. Brody, I'm gonna have a conversation with him and Preston at this point.
Sound good.
Preston, how can I help you? Or how else can I help you now that Tina's gone?
So I feel like our conversation got steered in the awkward direction. What I really need to discuss with you is the alchemical properties of certain substances that can be found in both alchemical and medicinal properties, and herbs, and minerals, precise.
There's several of those.
Hey, quite a few. I've discovered that there is no way I can see fit to provide the quite reactions I'm looking for.
What reactions are you looking for?
You know the basic properties of creating what they call black powder, do you not?
Yes, I do.
Right. So that is the most basic form of exploding powder. But yet I know that there are magical elements that we could add to these things to boost or amplify their properties. But also there has to be ways that we can refine the powder itself that would create a larger explosion on its own.
You're not wrong.
In your professional opinion, is there a way that you can see, that we can provide these things for maybe if we had a professional lab or sorts, or a smithy that we could work in?
You mean
just
to make more refined explosives? Of course.
Just explosives, but other, like I said earlier, other properties of things. Like, perhaps there are, like, things we can provide that can create additional effects. Like, time delays, of maybe even a healing drug that could be provided to someone without having to waste an opportunity in the midst of combat.
Like a large healing explosion?
No, not the explosion. More like a personal item that could be provided, like perhaps a pack or sort that in an instant of the bodily harm or extreme, that if someone was to be on the brink of death, it would administer a healing poultice to them that would bring them back from the brink of sort. Those kind of options, I'm looking at both sides of the coin, per se. Both the destructive death side and both the healing medicinal side as well.
You're not off topic. I understand what you're saying. Or you're not far off, I mean. The only thing is that I have studied healing magic and potions in particular for a very long time. Do you know why we use liquid?
Liquid for healing potions.
Right.
I assume that
For other
that was
potions,
because
too.
the properties of it are best absorbed through drinking them, through the circulatory system, through the stomach.
You're exactly right. A solid requires... It's more concentrated, but it requires too much. Gas requires too much as well. You can't ingest it as easily. Are you thinking... What are you thinking exactly? I'm a little bit confused here. I can't imagine a more concentrated thing than a potion right now.
I'm thinking of a way to administer a potion in a way that would bypass the need to drink it. That maybe there's a way it can be injected into the body of some sort in, like I said, in a critical moment. That maybe you may not have an ally nearby that can pour it down your throat.
I see. So not as much as a gas as an injection.
A gas might be as well, timed explosive, pops it, you breathe it in, something. But what happens if you don't have the option to breathe it in? Like I said, there has got to be other ways around this thing.
Well, the problem with the breathing option is actually the biggest problem I ran into with it. And that's simply that you can force a potion down somebody's throat, but you can't force a dead ally to breathe.
Exactly. I'm glad that you see the point that I'm trying to make.
An injection, on the other hand, might work very well. I tried a lot with it. In fact, it's part of my current studies right now.
I'd be very interested if you would be willing to share some of your studies with me at a later date. I seek to advance the way that combat is performed in a support role.
I have a prototype I might be worth parting with, if I can make another.
I am quite handy. Mayhap not even have to part with your prototype. Maybe show it to me and we could come up with our own alternative prototype of your prototype.
I wouldn't mind having your help, but honestly, I don't Lorelei, you are sitting here if you ever did want to join this conversation. You're more than welcome to.
Okay. She's just kind of listening, but also staring off into space.
I understand
Science makes her head hurt.
My skills are untested. I said you're going on pure faith that I can even provide what I am trying to suggest to you in any sort of fashion.
Right.
I'd be more than willing to come and show you and give you a demonstration of my own skills before we proceed.
I wouldn't mind seeing. However, this is really advanced stuff, and if you messed up at all, it would do the opposite of healing.
I understand the risks of not just bodily harm, but perhaps even of my destruction of my astral form.
But your desire to join Tina in her pursuits of destruction, those aren't ill-intended, I know, but they will certainly hinder your ability to understand alchemy. You can't just understand every branch of artificery in your mind at one time. The ritual that Tina is discussing with you will make it so that you can only learn one. It literally will force parts of armament out of your mind, and that way artillery can bed itself there instead.
Hey, I understand that. And the thing that I intend to learn from Tina, would she teach me, from the gist I got from her, is that she's going to teach me the ways of the artillerist artificer. And I do believe that will provide me what I'm looking for from a combat standpoint. But as a personal individual, having spent time in the army in a cavalry division, I know what the brutalities of wars look like. I also know that the support needed, all of the things that provide the ability to successfully make a great cavalry charge, You need the baggage trains and your squires, and you need your horses or your mounts. You need feed for them, the logistics behind it. I seek to increase the amount of value I can bring to my own party in that way. Fighting this dragon really put it in perspective for me that we need to be better prepared for not just the situation we're going in, but the situation that will eventually unfold due to the chaos when our plans fall apart.
You're not wrong, and you will also have those somewhat universal abilities as an artificer, but I won't be able to teach you very much, unfortunately, when it comes to being an apothecary. My advice, or suggestion at least, to you would be to allow others to help you. You don't need to learn how to make all of these things. Allow me, please, at this moment, to make them for you.
I would be more than willing to accept your gracious hospitality, and I would be willing to work alongside you in providing these things, but I will definitely defer to you on matters in your craft. I do not seek to usurp you. I am most hope that it did not come off that way.
No, not at all. And I wouldn't mind teaching you in the future either. But it's more than that. It's obviously the fact that you simply cannot learn all of this in such a short period of time, and the fact that your brain, though mighty, would not be strong enough. And all the things that, yes, let me help you. I have resources and the ability to and the desire to. But it's more than that.
I look forward to our alliance, my friend, if I may be so bold.
Of course. But the more than that I'm talking about is Tina. She has her eye on you, Preston.
I haven't inferred she is quite the whirlwind of destruction.
Preston, she will not let you learn any other artifice. She's claimed you.
Oh, okay.
Another
All right,
romance
then.
budding.
You would do well to heed her call. You are fortunate because she has chosen you, and that has happened to nobody in the last 10 years. And you're unfortunate because now your destiny is set.
Oof.
Oh, grave tidings indeed, but it is a path I have chosen for myself, and I, not a man of fickle mind. I shall see it through,
You will.
and I shall provide the best of my abilities, and I will surpass Tina's expectations. And I most likely, it is a bold boast of me to say, I'll do it, if it kills me or not, but if it kills me, it kills me.
It hasn't killed anybody yet to be Tina's student, but it's always come close.
I am no stranger to danger and the brink of death.
Well, that'll do you well then. Good night,
And it doesn't
Preston. I'll get that item to you as soon as I can.
Hey, it has been a pleasure. I jump down from my chair. I can't move. Hey, my guy, he's not my guy. Yeah, I jump down from my chair and I reach out to shake his hand.
And let me go ahead
And he slaps it away. Occupied.
I gave you permission. He shakes your hand and says, I am pleased to do work with you in Waterdeep and elsewhere, and excited that you are joining the ranks of a higher degree of artificer, perhaps.
Hey, I appreciate everything you have talked to me with tonight. Your knowledge is vastly greater than my own, and I defer to you on many circumstances.
Oh, please. And then he kind of is shaking your hand, and he actually gets closer to you, and he says, and best of luck with Tina.
Thank you. I appreciate the warning and the candor.
He squeezes your hand almost too hard, and he says, be careful.
Do not hesitate to call on me if you need anything from me.
No, not at all.
It has been an honor and a pleasure, Master Brody, and I hope to hear from you soon.
Thank you, Master Preston. And he walks away. Do you want to talk to Lorelei at all for a second? Or Laura, did you want to say anything for a moment before?
She was gonna say, you got some fancy words there, Preston.
I turn to her and say, you have to know the ins and outs of high society as a cavalryman. You bump shoulders with a bunch of dandy lords a lot. But what I said to Master Brody, what I said to Master Brody was all true. That's what makes it easy to come across as a man who knows what they're talking about. You just don't lie to them. You just tell it to them straight. Most people appreciate that, especially people in high society, because they don't get it very often. It's a novelty to them, and as long as you're novel, you're respected, or at least tolerated, because as soon as the novelty wears off, you're more likely expendable than not.
Yeah, well, they probably don't get very much honesty because they don't dish it out themselves.
You may be true there, but the problem is...
The servant lady smirks uncontrollably when you say that, Lorelei. But then hides it very quickly.
It's all part of the game. They know you're lying to them. They know that they can call you out on it. But now they have leverage over you, and they can ask favors, or, ask deeds and things. But also, they can sell that information to other interesting parties. Like I said, it's all a game to them. They love to play it. They play for the highest stakes.
Well, I'm glad I don't have to play it. I want to be very good.
You are.
Ooh.
Well, I'll leave all the talking to you then.
That may not be quite appropriate from some situations. You may have to speak your mind, but also you may have to curb it. Like you said, as soon as you stepped foot in this building, you were playing the game. Every action you have taken, both in minor facial expression, the movement of your body, it's all part of the game. You see how when the Duke offered me his seat, I originally refused, but then he insisted, and if I had continued to refuse, it would have been a slight on his honor. So I took the chair, but then he also told me to talk to Master Brody, and I knew that Master Brody had a higher standing than I, and so I moved my position to comfort him. Even though I'm using the Lord's chair, it is still a lower station than the wooden bench that Master Brody was sitting.
Oh my goodness, this sounds like chess. I was never good at chess. My head already throbs.
It's like playing chess in 4 dimensions.
Which makes it even worse.
Aye, but that's the game.
Well,
oh boy.
I'm definitely gonna lose a lot before I figure it out then.
Lorelei, this game sucks.
For real though. I will definitely quit this game as soon as possible.
Unfortunately, it's not one you get to leave lightly. The stakes are too high.
Be so horrible that everyone wants to kick me out.
Ooh. Unfortunately, that might actually be what they want from you, which means you're playing right into their hand.
Which, if it's what I want, it works both ways. It's a win-win. Does that ever happen in chess?
Not really, but I like where your head's at, kid. Just think of it.
I also like where my head's at, on my shoulders.
Hey, and we'd like to keep it there, on all of ours.
Amen.
It's like Leosin said to us earlier. By coming here and accepting his favor, he will finance us, which is what we want from him. But also he's gaining political power from us being here, which means we have already slighted another lord by just being here.
Which means we go ask everybody for help and we get really rich.
Unfortunately, that's
No.
not how it works, but if only.
Well, then that would be a slight to him,
You're not at the table.
the original, our original guy.
So sensitive. Holy
Nelly,
cow.
you're not at the table. Sorry. I moved you on purpose. Thanks. Cloud talks to Never Ember for a moment at this table, and then eventually leaves. Actually, he goes upstairs.
The Never Ember's bed. Because they're lovers!
Never Ember asks that his chair is moved back to the original table, and wonders if everybody would be willing to sit back there as well.
Of course.
The servants bring about dessert for you at the new table, if you were willing to move there.
Very well.
Where are you going, Frisht?
Oh, so that's not the new table we're
No,
going to?
right here.
Oh, up there? Oh, this
No, it's
table.
just across the way. Yeah, I was
Gotcha.
confused. I was like, wait.
I thought we
Wait a second.
Okay,
Just confirm
so they
as
bring you
well.
dessert. And, let's see if I can find another one here.
The music is getting very creepy.
I know, it's kind of good. It's kind of cool. Setting some
You were plotting.
overtones.
I know why they call him Never Ember. Because he's a fire magician. And he never leaves embers, only ash.
What?
Okay.
What?
He dismisses his staff.
You know,
Commands them to
Never
go away.
Ember? He burns
And you
things
are
so
alone
No,
on
no,
this.
Brett, I understood what you were saying, but where did you get that?
great. I just made it up.
Okay.
He dismisses his staff, and you are now alone here.
Ooh.
With all of you, Sir Istival and Never Ember. Within your desserts, of
Ooh.
course. Whatever
What is
food's
for
left.
dessert? Pie? Is it kidney pie?
Why don't you go ahead and roll a history check?
Okay.
Is it? Frisch is the only one that would know.
11 plus... never mind, 10.
Everybody make a history check.
I don't know what kidney pie is. I've never had it.
What? Flat
Frisch,
roll
it
for
looks
me.
like blood pudding.
Oh, okay.
I got 6. Vampire.
18!
Okay, Lorelei, it's pudding. Frisch, it's blood pudding. Nelly and Preston, this is a special dish for Waterdeep. You've only heard of it before.
Ooh.
Gosh, this pudding is so good.
It's called Quetzalcoatl,
Oh, sounds German.
and it is actually blood pudding that is made in part, or spoken in legend, to be made in part of the blood of your enemies that have been vanquished.
Whoa.
Okay.
At least that's what the myths say.
Which ones?
You know it is a very important dish in any sense, and that it's almost ritualistic in some ways.
Okay.
And he's, you're all eating it, or maybe some of you aren't. Tell me if you're not, actually.
Kuneli would make a comment when she sees that and recognizes it, and says, "And who is this dessert in honor of? Who do we eat in honor of?"
Oh, a late banker.
Okay.
Oh.
Disturbing.
Yeah,
It's
definitely not gonna be
fine.
like the first to take a bite, but when I see everyone else, like,
I
Like,
definitely,
their
I take a
reactions.
bite. I definitely do.
There's only two of you that know the
Lorelai
implications
thinks
of
it's
this
just
dish,
pudding.
so yeah. And first, you just think it's blood pudding, so. Which
Yeah.
is gross, but
She like holds eye contact with him as she takes a small bite out of it and
So
just
does
nods.
Preston does it well as well, but it's not like direct, like, holy shit, I'm eating this. It's like a lot softer, but it's one of those, like, knowing that I know what this dish is, but I'm still eating it.
awesome.
Mhm.
After everybody takes a bite, he takes a bite, and you all feel like you've joined a cult or something. No,
yay!
Little bit
Cult
feels
of
like
the-
that.
not the cult of the dragon, but
Preston is going to say, after everyone has taken the bite, it is an honor that you have served us such a refined dish at your own table. We are greatly honored.
oh, thank you. The pleasure is mine, and the honor is mine as well. Tell me, what do you plan on doing with Ferrum the White? The next piece in our little plan here. The scheme. She's the next worm speaker you guys have to kill. That's the next mission for you, remember?
Okay.
I
Oh,
see. I see.
That's a high-ranking member of the Cult of the Dragon.
Gotcha. That's right.
I look around the table and say, I've been, as you know, I've been seeking alternate information. I would like to take some time before we make this next great leap. Not too much, to be sure, but enough to do a little bit of research on what we have on our enemy, so that we might be better prepared for this. But my intention is to, as if with the permission of the rest of the party here, that we might infiltrate the cult's location, not under a guise of subterfuge, but not also a let's kick down the door and kill everyone.
that always works so well, and that's the funnest plan.
Lorelai, you will more than have your opportunity to slate your bloodlust.
So interesting.
Okay.
You think
What I have planned will provide everyone the opportunity to slate their desire.
Oh, and what do you have planned?
I still have a few more workings to make sure that it falls the way I wish. But what I have now is that, with the information we have gathered from both the ice toads and the tiefling, we should have more than enough to infiltrate the cult's location with the proper signs and hand signals to get us at least into the inner sanctum. There we might be able to jump, as you might say, they say on the streets, jump up. And my thought is perhaps we might get some information out before we end the life of this great cultling.
Interesting. Very intriguing indeed, Preston. He's swishing, the glass of wine he just always seems to have in his hand. And then he takes a drink. And then he says, now, why don't you do even more? Is there any way that maybe, just maybe, you could bring him alive?
Alive?
I'm sure the members of the council would reward you heavily with praise if you were to do something like that. Not just me, but I can't imagine any member of the council not appreciating this gesture.
Does complicate things.
I'd like to
Indeed.
gauge the party's response, just kind of like passively through their eyes. What can Preston see from each of you? Like, just like the flash details.
You gain nothing from Sir Istival. He's got dead set
There's no
eyes when he
comment.
wants them.
I know he's
From
listening.
Lorelai, the promise of like praise and like showing off that she did something hard is like exciting.
You see a little bit of worry from Frisch just because it's going to be extra difficult to take someone alive.
Yeah.
Most likely a powerful person. But not like totally against it either.
He says,
Wait,
I don't
wait,
think...
wait. Roll initiative with me.
Okay.
What?
This is
All
going
of
to be
us?
one of the very few social...
All of us?
Nope, me and Preston.
Social initiative. Oh.
Yes,
Okay.
so you get the word in before he does. You don't know who was going to speak, and he would have known that you were going to speak. Go ahead.
As I've gauged the reaction at the table, I say, I don't see it being a problem as long as we have the proper equipment. Perhaps some shackles of binding be, welcome.
He nods appreciatively and says, Indeed, that is precisely what I had imagined you'd ask. I can make sure that you are well fortified and prepared for this venture. Some dimensional shackles are in order.
Dude, dang, dude.
Preston picks up his glass and kind of lifts it to him or whatever and takes a sip.
Okay, sounds good. Does anybody else take a sip? November takes
I
a
will
sip.
too. Yeah, I'll do it. I was like, we surely have the skill.
Istaval
Just need the
takes a
means.
sip.
Exactly.
Lorelai just realizes that there's like wine in front of her,
Yeah.
and she's been good all night, and so she like definitely takes more than a sip. She like tilts her glass back farther and farther.
I'll interrupt you, but does Nelly sip or not?
She's a little bit delayed, but yeah, she takes a sip.
Okay. The wine also tastes a little irony for some reason.
Who just
Oh, yikes.
clinked? Did I just hear
Dude,
some
how much
glasses
blood are we
clink in
gonna
someone's
have?
leg?
And Istaval actually stops you, Lorelai, as you begin drinking a little bit more than a sip, and he says, "You're not expected to drink more than that. You're young."
I like wine.
And he does it in a way where it's like you couldn't possibly offend because you're young.
Like, wait, like I couldn't possibly like not do what he says, or like
No,
I,
like your actions aren't offensive because you're young.
oh, okay, got it.
Which is
Yeah,
nice in some
baby.
ways and not in others, but it
Yeah.
becomes clear to anybody who gets an insight above 15 right now, go ahead and roll, that Lorelai is in a kind of separate position where she isn't beyond reproach like the rest of you are because she's not an adult, but at the same time, perhaps she's not also held to a ridiculous expectation.
So I guess I'm the only one that's noticed that. I got 21.
Lorelai, you can roll too.
Oh,
I would
okay.
say after that, Preston kind of like winces a little bit, because like after the conversation they had, like I said, I rolled an 11, so.
Yeah.
It was an insight, you said. Okay, so I got 15.
Oh, okay, so Lorelai and
Frished.
Frisch, well, I'll say you're both good enough then. Do you share it with the group later? Before we forget. That information.
Like outside of the party
Yeah,
or something?
after
or?
this, will you do that? Will you
Yeah.
share? Okay.
Yeah.
So just, you guys will be aware of that later. Anyway. Anyways, so you all take a drink to this plan, and you feel like yet another ritual has somehow been performed. And Neverember says, "That's just what I was hoping to hear tonight." Imagining Verum the White brought alive to the council, not only would your standing rise like a star, no, brighter, maybe the moon.
Oh, jeez.
And then I will be the star that follows it.
Oh my gosh. Hold on, I'm gonna roll something really quick. See if it's gonna keep a straight face.
Have we finished the dessert portion or whatever? It's
Barely.
happening and stuff.
Yeah, things are
Right.
winding down a little bit, but it can continue on forever almost. With these parties.
Right. Like I said, Preston was gonna be like, Might we adjourn to the library for a nightcap and some polite conversation?
Indeed, I think that would be appropriate. I don't know if this place has a library. Have you found one?
I think there's one
He said that he had one.
the next floor upstairs has one.
Oh no,
that's
there's
a
one.
pallet.
I found it. That's
Yeah, I'm
funny.
pretty sure the guy mentioned it when
Wait,
he
did
was
you not
with
make
them.
this building, Brandon?
No. It's outside. No, I'm kidding.
Lorelai says, "Ooh, what the nightcap?"
Isn't that a mushroom?
No, it's a drink before bed.
Behold, my private library. Not quite as fancy as the Great Library, but not bad. You're all
Sorry.
A lot of
chest.
books.
Saw a chest, and my immediate reaction was to left click on it, like in Baldur's Gate, to see what was in it.
Well, it looks like nothing.
Surprise! It's nothing.
Well, was there something more private you wanted to discuss here?
We can iron out the details of what we require for our mission with your steward. No
Oh,
need to sully yourself with the details, brother.
no need indeed. But if there's anything extra important like those dimension shackles that you mentioned, I can of course get them for you. Preston, you know you didn't mention them.
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
Right. Right. Much appreciated.
Sorry.
Perhaps
It
some. Oh, good.
It might be prudent for the party to have their own bags of holding to hold all of their equipment that we require.
Indeed. I'll see what I can do.
Perhaps some potions of invisibility and maybe even scrolls of dimension door.
Are you capable of using a scroll of dimension door?
Oh, I thought anyone could use it.
Well, then you
I
are
guess.
a fool. No, I'm kidding. No, he doesn't say that.
Wow.
So you don't
What are-
say the
Okay.
scrolls. I take it, or maybe you do.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
That's what you
if I don't, yeah, because none of
do. I
us
don't
are-
think you would assume you could. So let's just say.
Yeah.
Okay. I can get you some potions of invisibility. Perhaps you would do well with a potion of etherealness. I can't say I'll give you all of the things in the world, but if you prove yourself, maybe I can.
All we need are things that would help us with our mission. Of course.
Very good. A man of business, a man of that. It's good stuff there. There are drinks here. Lorelai, do you take any?
Oh yeah, she does.
Okay.
Never ever makes her really uncomfortable. Doesn't like how he talks. So she is just like looking at other stuff and nervously taking like drinks and definitely drinking too much.
Okay, Istaval will stop you from drinking too much if you let him. If you don't let him,
Okay.
he won't stop you.
She'd probably let him. He seems like a trustworthy warrior.
Okay,
Nice.
so you get like one nightcap.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Lord Never Ember just sounds too much like the priest that was in charge of the temple that she was adopted by,
Ooh,
and she just is not a fan.
yeah.
With his soft voice that just seems to reek of lies.
Mm. Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Touch.
There must be something else I can help you with.
I couldn't but overhear earlier you said you're a man of stories. Surely a man of your standing has heard some quite interesting tale.
Oh, yes, I have. Lots of interesting tale. Recently, apparently a group of adventurers killed a dragon. Up in the far north.
Preston
that was
chuckles
us.
a little bit.
That was us, yeah.
He, like, looks at you like, yeah, I know. And smiles, you know?
Okay. Okay. I thought you were
And then
done for a
Lorelai was
second.
like, "Oh my gosh, I said something to him. No," and like looks away again.
Not only did they kill a dragon, but they also killed another person that apparently went mad. He
Word
was
spreads fast.
wielding a gun and shot at them after they killed the dragon.
Hey,
That's true. You're not
kind of
wrong.
like- Still
Your
kind of
ears
haunts
hear
me, so I kind of like look away.
Preston looks at him and says, "Your ears hear much. Perhaps, hey, have you heard tale of a warlock in the area by chance? Goes by the name Heesborough."
Hisbero. Oh, yes, I've heard of him.
You have. Not many can say that.
No. Not a warlock. He's a priest.
Priest of lies. But that's no here nor there. Pray tell, what have you heard of this man?
I'm not gonna metagame, but Lorelai, you also perk up when he says that.
Okay.
Oh,
The priest of lies.
just a little bit. Things here and there. Apparently he was quite powerful, but not powerful enough. Made some sacrifices in his life to be able to become stronger.
Aye, I've heard the same. Pray tell, does he still wander nearby or has he moved on?
You know, I'm not 100% sure. I can do some more digging for you if you'd like.
It's a trivial matter. It's not of importance. If you come across any information, I would be willing to listen. I say it's a trivial matter.
For the first time tonight, he puts his glass down on the table and scoots it away. And he looks at you, Preston, and the rest of the group. And then back at Preston and says, "Something tells me that this matter is perhaps the most important question that you asked of me all night."
There's no getting past you, my lord. Preston gets like a really serious look on his face.
You do well hiding your desires. He doesn't say Brandon says He says he says, "Maybe I do have a story for you."
Have one in turn.
And he says, "Okay, you go ahead and tell your story first, actually.
Oh, okay.
Unless you don't have one."
No, I do. Like I said. So
Okay.
Preston will be like, "I'll share mine
all
if you
means.
share yours.
By all
I'll go.
means.
I'll go first. I hunt this man for the crimes he has committed against me and my family. He is not a man to be trifled with. Despite his small stature, he is a beast, a monster in man's flesh. He is wanted for the murder, not just one, but many. But one in particular to me. For you see, this man, Heesborough, he killed my brother, and I seek revenge."
You all, like, are confused by this that aren't Preston, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm listening
Yeah.
very intently. Like, this is news to me.
All I could think of was, you killed my father. Prepare to die.
Be for reals.
He said, it continues, I was but a babe. I was born the second child. My mother loved me and my older brother as equals. But Hesborough was a greedy man, always seeking, always craving what wasn't his to take. He made a deal with a dark power to gain much influence over others around him. This power asked the price of him, his firstborn son. He gave it willingly.
He kind of shivers at that.
No man that can give his child for power deserves to live, in my eyes. I seek Hesborough to exact my revenge for my brother.
Interesting.
I have reason to believe that the power that he sacrificed to gain his influence was Tiamat.
Oh.
This is what put me on the trail of the cult in the first place, and what led me to that godforsaken swamp.
I see. That is quite the
Canelli's
story.
eyes are wide.
What'd you say?
Canelli's eyes are wide. She's like trying to look bored, but she's just like, what the dump?
So sorry, I must have missed something. This is out of game. I apologize. What was the last thing you said about Tiamat and the Warlock?
Oh, that Preston believes that Tiamat was the power he sacrificed his brother to.
Ah. I'm sorry, I missed that. Okay.
You're good. Yep. Time in. I believed I had tracked him to a forsaken fortress in the swamp, but I was captured by the cult and held, and I never saw him. Never found any influence of him there. I was doomed to rot in a cage, until these adventurers had found me and released me from my prison.
Glad to help.
So that's why you were there. It always vexed me.
It didn't vex me.
How so? How not?
Eh. People wind up in weird spots. I just figured you got wound up there.
Okay.
Okay.
Like, I don't actually care that much, but she is interested in how it all.
I have shared the portion of my tale. I can share some of yours.
Yeah.
I will indeed. So, let's see if I can do this justice for a moment here. Give me a moment, guys. I had something in mind. I just wanted to do it justice.
Mm.
Okay, you're building up suspense.
Good.
Music helps.
Yeah, the music is super.
The
Yeah.
atmosphere, just like silence in this small, partially lit room.
Here it is.
Mhm.
Eerie music.
So, he takes a moment and he says to you all, I can help you find this man. I am curious about him too, because you are curious about him.
Mm.
My story is simple, but it is relevant to you in this time. There was once a great city, just perhaps as fine as Waterdeep here. And it was besieged. Day in and day out. Other people wanted the city for themselves. Good people, bad people, greedy people. They all wanted it. And all of its inhabitants were called together to consider the best means of protecting it from the enemy. A notable bricklayer earnestly recommended bricks as affording the best material for an effective resistance. Many people in the crowd nodded. They knew that bricks were indeed wonderful for structures. But then a carpenter, with equal enthusiasm, proposed timber as a preferable method of defense. People knew timber could burn, but perhaps combined with the brick, you could have some nice, sharp battlements to defend the city with. This caused everybody to be in an uproar. Until many years ago, my father, my great-great-grandfather, the first of a long line of lords, Neverember, of Waterdeep. He walked up to an area upon which a courier stood and said, Sirs, I differ from you altogether. There is no material for resistance equal to a covering of hides, and nothing so good as leather. I prefer this. Every man for himself.
Mm.
This people of Neverember, of Waterdeep, have grown to be this way because of strong leadership. They take it for granted and wax fat off of it. You all, however, have come across this wisdom in your own way. And he looks at Sir Istevald and nods his head as well. Because of this, I consider you to be my peers. I will do what I can here to grant your requests, if you will continue to assist me in mine.
Fair enough.
Preston nods and says, "Quid pro quo."
Indeed.
What other requests do you have, Lord Neverember?
Oh. Let's just say my other requests will be a favor. And certainly the saviors of the world would be able to deliver on that. Without too much hassle.
Let me just warn you, if you ask us to do anything against our core values, we'll be met with resistance.
You wound me.
Didn't say you would. Just making sure that's clear out of the gate before we delve into this mutually beneficial relationship.
Communication is important.
Well spoken, Frisht.
Okay, he's not saying anything at this point.
I scared him off.
No,
Maybe. He's like, get out of my house!
no, maybe, but I mean, he just isn't saying anything. So.
Okay.
Yeah. I concur. You've bought our support, but not our values.
I did not mean to infer that you would do so, or that I even suspected as much. I just wanted to make it clear.
There are,
We are
more subtle ways of doing that, Frisht.
unfortunately, that's not my forte, as many can attest to.
Ah,
Preston,
so you're
will
like Istavo.
interject. Preston will. Many things have been spoken this night, both in polite company and in private. Let us not overstay our welcome here. We appreciate your hospitality, Lord Neverember, and we agree to your beneficial terms. We hope to be doing business with you for a long time.
He nods. Okay.
With that, it sounds like we're gonna leave. So like Lorelai's kind of like, okay, like kind of fidgeting, like, all right, let's get out of this house.
Preston will actually go and hold his hand out and say, "Lorelai, might I escort you to the door?"
Sure. And she just like, at first she's like, wait, where do I put my hand? And then she sees that your arm is out and was like, okay.
Get on
He
your
says-
knees and walk that way. So
She contemplated resting her hand on your head. But,
I'm going
Incredible.
to do a formal military bow to Lord Neverember and say, "We will take our leave of you this night."
He nods in appreciation, in almost a bow, but it's more like a nod.
And I begin to escort Lorelai out of the building.
Okay.
Nice.
approach him well and give him like a shallow bow. Not deep, but not like shallow as. I don't bend over that much, so I don't mean it to like my intentions
You have an old
to be
man back.
shallow.
That hurts.
Yeah,
He's an old
I
man.
didn't mean it for it to be like I don't really mean it, you know.
He
Like,
nods appraisingly.
physically shallow, not meaning.
Hey, don't hurt yourself,
shallow.
Brett.
Trying to make that clear.
That's awesome. Corneli does something similar. She doesn't bow, but she just like nods.
Okay.
Eventually.
And, Lorelai, are you gonna do anything? Just curious.
Oh no, she just follows.
Okay.
Preston out.
Istival offers
She's-
his arm to you, Nelly.
She'll
Guess
take
I have
it.
to walk alone.
Okay.
So was the life of first solitude.
So, go ahead and go down
Perpetual or
here.
bachelor.
As soon as you're out of eyesight, he like releases your arm because he knows that you don't want him to hold your arm, Nelly.
Yeah, I appreciate that. It's appreciated.
I mean, I guess Frisch can't complain because he had the chance with Hildy, but
Okay, let's just say you're walking out at this point.
sure.
Perhaps this
Yeah.
room is a little bit nicer. Do any of you say anything to Sir Istival as you're leaving?
So,
So I'll ask him, like, do you think I offended him
Never Ember?
partially? Yes.
Of course. We're all offensive to him.
Uh,
But I wouldn't consider that to be bad. You just have to stand up for yourself. Just like he did against me, don't you remember? He said, "You're like Istival then," when you admitted that you were perhaps a little rash.
yes, I recall.
You're just sparring with him. It's good.
Yeah.
You'll get better at it. I've had to talk to a
meant-
lot of these dandies in my day.
These mental duels are definitely a lot more taxing than the physical ones I engage in.
But Never Ember is not to be trifled
amen to
with.
that.
Be aware of that as well. He has my
Yes,
trust
of course.
and my sword. For now. As long as he
don't-
earns it.
Yes.
I'm
He-
going to ask him, do you find him to be a man of honor?
Yes, I do. But, like all powerful men of honor, well, not all, but I guess there's always Ontharr Froom.
Oh yeah. There's
course.
perfume.
They like to bend the rules. Pride is the ultimate sin.
I ask him. I say, "It's what's the relationship between Lord Never Ember and Cloud?"
You just
Cloud. Oh,
The blue tiefling.
Cloud is, he is Lord Never Ember's advisor.
Like
I'm like-
advisor or like advisor, and she like winks at him.
No.
Frisch is not like catching on at all, and he's like, "Duh, Cornelia." Like, I think he's told us that himself. He doesn't say it though.
But, yeah. No, he's his manservant. He isn't anything more than that. But trust me, Cloud is also more than he lets on. He may not
yes,
be a
he
noble.
slayed demons.
He may not be a noble, but well, let's just say that most lordlings don't rank on as his level as the social standing. It's just being Lord Never Ember's manservant is higher than most nobles.
Okay,
Interesting.
I'll take your word for it. She obviously does not take his word for it and doesn't believe that, at all. She almost asked him, his manservant or his manservant? Wink, wink.
Luckily you didn't.
Main servant or servant man?
Well, feel free to call upon me as well. I may not have the same amount of resources as the Lord, but I am capable.
The Lord.
Oh yes, I'm
that
sure
was
we
so
could
funny to
use
me.
your expertise at some point. I'm sure we'll have need of your services at some point.
Services.
Expertise.
You're still so formal.
Yeah, you're right. We're out of that place now. I can go back to talking like normal. We could use your help, buddy.
With pleasure.
That's more like it. I like stretch by like having my arms up and let out like it.
All right,
Finally
be careful.
letting
We're
loose.
about to enter the grounds. And let me go ahead and change a couple of sounds at this point.
Man, the music and the lighting really does make
It really makes a
mood.
difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're all gonna whoop.
Great.
It's
Ow.
pretty nasty out here.
Many dances in the rain.
Good night, champions, he says as he leaves.
Good night.
Good night.
Okay.
As he walks away, Lorelai, whoever's next to her, well, she just kind of whispers to you guys. She's like, I don't think he's telling the truth. There is definitely something going on between Lord Never and Burn Cloud. I feel it in my bones. Also, never mind, I shouldn't say that here. Yes.
I was like, really? You think
It's the
so?
old man from Home Alone. Gonna kill us with the shovel.
So funny.
That is funny. Okay. At some point, though,
Oh.
your
the dragon. I was like, I
companions-
saw a dragon. I didn't realize it was Felix at first. I was like, ah.
your companions get brought back to you,
I'm getting jumped.
Thistlebark, my baby.
and they hand
Oh, I
off the
would've-
reins to each of you.
Much rather have stayed in the stable with you. We were playing 3D chess.
40.
4D chess, and it made my head hurt.
I had the
too.
boys and the stablemen go and make sure that they were well taken care of, and that they were cleaned and enjoyed their time there.
Good, thank you.
I should have asked
Appreciate the effort you
Neverember
made.
for connections on getting my own animal companion.
I'll see it done, Master Frist.
Oh. Well, hell. Yes, I
Lord
would very much like
Neverember
that.
also mentioned to us, Master Preston, that perhaps you would appreciate some training for your raptor. He said that we could make it the same as the military uses, with time.
Absolutely. Lady is needing of a refreshing in her military tactics.
Excellent. But to do so would require some time, of course. Would that be agreeable to you, my master?
Hey, I do believe it is agreeable.
Good. Okay. When would you like to leave her in our care?
I look over at Lady and give her a scratch on the chin or whatever, and she kind of gets the hint of it and is like, I do believe she shall begin now.
Okay. Felix is a little bit distraught, Nelly.
Yeah, Felix is upset. And she's like, he's not, she has to stay? Felix will be so sad.
These things do take time, unfortunately.
Well, that's upsetting.
Oh, I'm sorry, my lady.
Is there no way for Felix to be present with
Oh,
Lady during all that?
He could be here too as well, if that's agreeable to you.
No, it is not.
Sorry for suggesting it. I was simply trying to be a man with solutions.
I appreciate it.
I want you all to make animal handling checks.
Haha.
Yeah.
Preston is going to add 2 flashes of genius to this roll.
Oh my gosh, I got a
Whoa, whoa,
nat
whoa.
one.
I got
rolled
6.
real low.
You all
Animal
suck.
handling.
Did anybody get above a
Plus
10?
1. I have a 10 plus. I get to add my proficiency, so that's an 18.
So somehow Preston's the only one that noticed. They were very well taken care of. In fact, they've all been like, there was like a farrier on staff or something, because they've all got like shoes and other things going on. Like,
Wow.
they are set.
Had like a spa day for animals, basically.
They must have.
Did Lady get her toenails painted?
There
Her
are
raptor
reinforced
talons.
raptor claws made out of steel on hers.
Oh wow.
Wow. That's cool.
They look pretty vicious. As if she could get even more vicious looking.
Yeah, seriously.
Lady's getting a full upgrade.
Okay. He
That's awesome.
takes Lady by the reins and gently coerces her to follow him. Let's see what he gets. Oh my gosh.
Oh no. Lady kills him.
He's got a strong modifier. He's just unable to convince her to leave so easily. I'm sorry. I did a little better earlier. She seems to want to say goodbye to you. If you would permit it, of course. My.
Preston, kind of scratches and pats her neck or whatever and says, "She is a strong-willed mount. That's why she's still with me. She is my everything. Lady, go. It is time for you to train. Next time we meet, we shall both be more than we were."
She definitely understands and gives you the last little loves and
Aw.
goes with this
Should
man.
we say goodbye to Felix?
And he will
Ooh.
be able to take her. He rolled so high that she pauses for a moment next to Felix, but doesn't have anything to say, doesn't want to prolong the moment, doesn't want to feel
Doesn't have anything to say.
too painful,
Oh.
and continues to
That's
walk
bad.
past him.
Oh man. Dang.
Hurts.
That actually hurt my heart a little bit.
My heart a little. Oh.
Yikes.
Preston's gonna take a few steps closer to Felix, but not quite, and look up at him and say, "Felix, I know you have feelings for her. She does for you as well. You have grown close together as companions over our long travels. Fret not. She can take care of herself."
He just kind of when dogs sigh?
Yes, I love
He
the dog
does
sigh.
that. He does that. He does the dog sigh, sad and resigned, but whatever.
Preston holds his hand out to see if Felix will let him give him scratches on his face.
Oh yeah, for sure.
As Felix leans down or whatever, Preston pats him on the nose and scratches it and stuff and says, "Fret not, friend. For when she returns, she will be even stronger."
Hughes nods to that. In
And like
his
I said,
Drake way.
Whispers into it to him or whatever while he's still there and be like, "Cannot have a repeat of last time. We'll not lose her."
Aww. Aww. Yeah.
I'll make sure of it.
Oh.
Hmm.
Let us leave, my friends, and return to our lodgings. It has been a long night.
Very. As we get out of the area, I remember, Preston, I have something for you. Sorry, I forgot. It took so long to remember to give this to you. Then I give him the note from like 2 sessions ago or whatever it was.
Yeah, as you
Did we
head
ever
to
figure it out it was for him?
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
I think I read it. I think we all read it, right?
Yeah, you guys did.
That's right.
As you hand it to him, he looks at the handwriting on it, and he looks up at you, and you kind of can see that in his face, it's like shock that you would have this. He's like, he looks at you, he's like, "Where did you get this? And by whose hand was it delivered?"
We found it on Lorelai's
It's on
person while
Lorelai.
she was
He
passed out drunk at a table.
He lifts his hand up or whatever, says, "This is not the place to have this conversation. Let us adjourn to more private quarters."
Very well.
There's this dude, and there's actually a coach that comes, and he says, "Bastards, there's a coach a-coming for you now. Lord Never Ember requested such vessel to take you back to your home."
Oh my.
Boy.
It's
They're
just
really
this
getting
really
a special
fancy
treatment
looking
today.
like coach to take you back.
Nice.
Fancy. Right.
Will it fit
Cool.
this Drake here?
No, I'm sorry.
You can ride on the roof.
I'm just.
try
I don't
behind
think
her.
it could take his weight. It's a little not strong enough. I'm sorry.
Are you saying that we can't bring the Drake because of his weight?
I am.
I am.
Very well, let us be off.
Good. Okay.
Yep.
So you all pile into the coach and go back to your
Bob's in.
inn. Okay, I'm just gonna
As
make
we're
y'all
Yeah.
not here.
in the
anymore.
coach riding back or whatever, where it's a little more secluded.
Yes, go ahead.
That's when Preston says, "All right, continue your tale, Frisht."
Said yes, this morning we went to go retrieve Lorelai. It was left on her person. She does not recall receiving it. So it must have been
More like,
someone
I was
delivering it to her
drooling
last
on it.
night.
You were drooling.
Preston turns to Lorelai and asks, "Can you remember anything from that night about who left this in your care?"
I feel like he had a beard and was pretty handsome. I don't remember anything other than that.
Gets a weird look on his face and kind of shakes his head a little bit.
Sounds like she's talking about me.
I was absolutely sloshed though, so
Must have been a code.
that might have just been a figment of my imagination.
He opens it up and he reads through it. He kind of gets this almost like a sallow look on his face. You know, it's not quite anger,
Yeah.
but it's more sadness than anger. And he goes, "That's what I expected. At least it's a start. I appreciate you giving this to me, Frisht. Did any of you have a chance to read through it at all?"
Yep.
No.
We didn't know who it was for.
Yeah, we read it only to figure out who it was addressed to. Did not mean to pry.
It's not too much. It is a missive from my brother. that I
Wait,
left
the one
back
that's
in there
dead?
No. Not the one that's dead, Lorelei.
Oh.
He's not actually my blood kin. He's my adopted brother.
Ah.
My mother found him after she fled my father. We stumbled upon him in the wood, and she took him in because she had just lost one of her own. And an abandoned babe in the wood does not deserve that fate.
No kidding.
We're getting a lot of Preston backstory today.
I know, man. Really going for it. Goodness gracious.
I wronged him a long time ago, after my mother died. I was bitter, full of anger towards my father. And I thought that joining the cavalry would fill that hole. As you heard, it did not.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad he reached out.
As am I. I wish I could have seen the courier so I could return a missive to him, but perhaps I will see the postmaster now that I know he has responded.
Good idea. Good idea. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Christian kind of just holds that letter in his hand or whatever and kind of stares out the window and starts humming that song.
Yeah. Interesting. I think I wonder if I can. I'm gonna roll a history. See if I remember enough about it to be able to hum it with you. No, she tries to hum it and she remembers like the first like little bit and then it falls off because she can't remember it all.
Preston notices it and he says, I suppose they've been doing that a lot lately. It's a comfort thing for me that they do sometimes. Mostly in times of melancholy. Old nursery rhyme my mother sang to us. Made it up to try and comfort us in the dark times. She actually made a little bit of gold that set us up when we moved to Neverwinter by selling the song to a traveling bard.
That's why it sounds familiar.
Hey, there are a few key differences. I know the bard changed a few of the words and some of the tunes. For the most part, it's the same. Just means a little different to some who know. And I suppose you now know.
I do.
As you may have inferred from the conversation with the Lord, I seek my father, so I may kill him in retribution for what he did.
I look forward to helping you.
Path of vengeance is never a clean one.
But it's a fun one.
I
Does make it
suppose
interesting.
would be. We all have our reasons for what we do.
Ain't that the truth?
And then he kind of just sits in silence for the rest of the ride back.
Yeah. Understandable.
Excellent. Well, eventually you do go from one covered area to another, and you are brought back to this place here.
I think when we get back to the tavern, Preston is going to go down into the common area and just, like, order a bunch of drinks. Like, if anyone wants to join him, they can, but he's not really going to be very sociable.
You can only roll drink in silence.
First will moderately drink, just to make sure that no one takes any self-destructive action.
Lorelai's definitely drinking, and she can't stand the silence, and so she's going to talk about how much Lord Neverember weirded her out the whole time.
I like it.
I think after a while of Lorelai talking about Lord Neverember, it kind of breaks down Preston's sullen mood, and he kind of just he starts a little bit more lighthearted.
That's good.
I'll jab at Lorelei, say like, "Hey, make sure he doesn't hear you saying that, because there. If he does, then there goes all of our funds."
Well, that's when we just get money from somebody else. That's what I've been saying this whole time.
They don't have to go through that whole thing again, and then someone else is gonna be weirded out by our new patron, and it's just a never-ending cycle. Let's just stick with this person. Just deal with it, okay?
I mean, as long as I don't have to go to another one of those dinner parties.
Exactly. Although I do like the dress.
I mean, can you imagine him inviting us again after that? Subpar performance on our part.
Not to mention the dessert he gave. Did you guys notice what he was?
That pudding was so good. That was the only redeeming thing of the whole
There
night.
is a bartender here, beware of that.
Yeah.
Okay, I just want you to know. Like, you can say whatever you want, but
Yeah.
Preston kind of looks at Lorelei and Frisch and say, "It was a special dish, and by consuming it, we have bound ourselves to his cause."
Hmm?
Why isn't that... They should have like a book for this kind of stuff. Not that I would read it, but it'd be nice to know if it was out there.
Don't they? Isn't that something you usually disclose to your guests before feeding to them?
One of those when you're in the know kind of situations.
I feel taken advantage of.
Do we look like we were in the know?
No, and it kind of showed.
I didn't want to ruin it for you guys. Not when you were eating.
So it's definitely on him to tell us. It seems a bit deceptive to me.
I'm telling you, there's something sketchy about that guy.
Of course there is. He's a high lord. He didn't get to where he is by just being all smiles and tickles.
He's not just sketchy, he's a full-blown artist.
We should probably stop talking now.
Our new patron, and I raise a cup, our mugs or whatever, to our new patron. May we always stay on his side.
And I'm like, but we're not warlocks. Not that kind of patron.
I sure hope not.
Too soon.
Thanks for the clarification.
He takes a big drink and looks at him. I've got a hard spot for him. And then he laughs and drinks more.
Oh boy.
Never heard that before.
Alright. The bartender does not know a gentle hand and feeds your drinks quite a lot. And perhaps was instructed to do whatever you guys want by the owner, Bob, of this tavern. And we will
Man, Bob's a good guy.
Bob is a good guy.
We'll go ahead and end this session with you all slowly reminiscing and trying to be positive for a new future and perhaps a bright future.
Fading away into inebriation.
Yes, again.